Hello there, everyone. This is SoulSaver17 here, and let me preface like usual. I know in the picture, not paid video. Okay, so I'm gonna make this an hour almost, and you know, see something, like actually say, because if for some reason my phone, like the load of the pictures was going slow, and then maybe it may not save. So I'm gonna make this only an hour. So I know I said I'm not at my friend's house, at my house, and I was about to make the video, but then I remembered after we were playing DMC5 and playing as Virgil, I was just enjoying playing the game too much, along with the fact that I had to study also for my test that was due, which I thought I already did them, and no, I didn't, so I had to study for that, and I just got them done. I was been watching High School DXD Season 2 again because of I needed to make sure what I remember was correct. Even though I made the what ifs, I still wanted to, make sure if I got it right. Also, I wanted to sprinkle in some of my own things into it, like besides Naruto being there. Well, I want to sprinkle some things in. So yeah, the entire spell with sex is not going to be revealed until the end of season, near the end. And I don't know what Zex's actual, magical, special attack is, so I'm just gonna make one up. Which I'll have to think of it. So yeah, but anyways, let's get into this what if. Alright. So, I know is the day where I said it was gonna be the day Kiba, finds out about Excalibur and Issei. So yeah. So anyways, so let's get into it. This is what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Madura, indera, ashura, and the reincarnation of, not the reincarnation, and High School DXD. And I just know that I didn't, one of my titles has the name, it's wrong. I'll be fixing that. Also, just a quick heads up, the Cloud What If is going to be coming out later tomorrow, today, because I couldn't get it done. I'm still counting the night before the morning. So yeah. And basically the Cloud Sephiroth Issei What If is coming out and then tomorrow, when it's before work. Alright everyone, just wanted to let you guys know that. And then I'm not making any what ifs. I'm taking a little bit of a break so that way I can read all of the chapters of Solo Leveling, so that way I even write down the moves and what what it says it can do, make sure I get everything right. So yeah, hopefully you guys can understand that. So please know that after the Cloud Sephiroth What If, the Cloud, basically Issei Cloud Sephiroth What If, I am not working on or making any more what ifs until I get to the basically what I need to do for the solo leveling what if Deku, because I want to get that one done and work on that for a little bit. Along with, I'm trying to get more of, I'm trying to also get the Laughing Jack and then the next John Wick episode out too. So yeah, Deku was trained by John Wick, or what I mean, my John Wick What If, my Deku John Wick one. So yeah, I'm trying to get that one, trying to work on that one too. So yeah, but anyways, let's just get into this. So, Naruto basically wakes up and gets ready for school. Azia, he basically downstairs before anyone. He's downstairs, and Azia is, there. she's basically says, "Good morning, Naruto," and he says, "Morning." Well, not like that. He says, "Morning. What's up?" "It's nothing. How you sleep?" I was like, "Pretty good." Sorry, I had to reset my phone because it was my RAM speed wasn't. Hold on. The RAM speed on my phone wasn't where it was supposed to be. So yeah. And well, probably a stink bug after he just flushed. Anyways. Yeah, so, Kush and Amit are up. They say, "Morning." He says, "Yeah." Yeah, he also says that to them. So they chat a little bit and, they talk. And so, Naruto and, Azia are basically walking and talking. And it's basically pretty surprising about what Naruto's doing. He tells her what he's doing. Azazel and Zex told him he can tell Azia. He basically told Azia that he's learning a spell from Sir Zex, and that he's basically able to summon spears of light, and that there's a certain weapon that he's able to summon. He doesn't know what it is though. It's not, one of the weapons that he has. And note, I can never say the name of the fan right, so please understand that. If you put it in the comments, I will never be able to pronounce the name right. I have trouble pronouncing names. That's all that says. So yeah. Actually, let me make sure I can say it. Alright, Gumba. Gunbi. Gumba. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me what the fan name is called. Because I can never pronounce the name right. So when I have trouble pronouncing names, I say the best way I can, and I always get judged for it. I always get annoyed. Sorry, just point that out. So, he just talks about the Gunbai. And how much damage you can really do with it. Even when he uses a jutsu called the Great Domestic Flame. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Heck, I'm even making a nerve fire jutsu similar to that. But anyways, they get to the school. Everything goes, normal for them. Rias basically having the occult club renovated, so she asked Issei ahead of time during these couple of days if anyone in the occult club, if someone would house them. Issei said he asked his mom. She said yes, so they're going to Issei's house, which Azia was told that. And Naruto says, "It's been a while since I've seen Issei's family. I'll come too." So he goes, and everything similar goes to there. Naruto says hi to Issei's mom. She says hello. How have you been? It's good. How have you been? She was great. How's your mother and father doing? They make small talk, and then the whole entire baby picture is embarrassing. Issei happens along with Kiba, in canon. That's what he says. What he does. Says what he says. So yeah. Anyways, we're going to the other part. So after all that, everyone leaves Issei's house. Azia and Naruto are talking, and Naruto noticed Kiba. So he says to Azia, Kiba acted very weird today. You know that? She asked what he mean. He was like, well, he's basically, it's just weird. He had a look in his eye like revenge. Something was playing in his head that he saw, and he wanted to get revenge on so much. what was it in the picture he was looking at? I should have grabbed the book out of Issei's hand. He's like scratching his head, and they get back to their house, Naruto's place, Naruto's house and Azuya's. As when Naruto walks in, Kushina asks, "Naruto, what's wrong?" He was like, "It's nothing." Well, it is something, but it's nothing that I can put piece together. That's the word I was looking for, piece. She goes, "Maybe I can help." And he goes, "All right." So he explains what happened to Kiba, and she goes, "You're right. It does sounds like he wants revenge on something." He goes, "Yeah, I know, but I don't know what. That's the problem." Jeez, what the heck is wrong? What the heck is wrong? I should have grabbed the book. And then Minato, chimed in and says, "Well, you can always ask him when you see him again." Or chimed in, try to be there when he needs it the most. So yeah, and Azuya says, "I agree with your dad." He goes, alright, I'll do that. First, let's get some homework done. And then let's see. So yeah, that's what they do. They change clothing. So, Naruto changed clothing. Azuya did too. But then after eating, Azuya gets a call. She then basically says she has to go. And Naruto immediately just says, "I'm coming with." She goes, "Huh? Why?" He goes, "Because I'm not, if it's something to do with the cult club, I know I'm not a part of it, but I'm your brother. Well, not by blood, but still. I treat you like a sister, so." She goes, "Fine. I ain't gonna stop you. You're probably just gonna follow me anyway because, well, what you can do." He goes like, "Yeah, you can't stop me." And he has a smile on his face, and she just laughs at this. And Kushina and Minato are just thinking to themselves, our children are growing up so fast. Just like saying like they're glad they have like a daughter. Because Kushina has been not spoiling Azuya, but just been treating her like a daughter like so much. It's been like really crazy. And yeah, so Naruto come basically. Well, he just tells her though. He just asks, it would probably be easier if I just carry you, but I am not carrying you while you're wearing a school uniform, so I'm flying. She goes, "Huh?" As he just popped out of his wings, and he just like flies up and grabs, like, has her hands lifted up. And no, he just carries her over. Like, he just says, "Forget it, come on." As he just says like the location where they need, Azuya does, where the location that they need to go. As then he basically just flies over there pretty easily. He flies pretty high up, so where no one can see them. So yeah, and then before they even get to the location, they fly down and basically, just land. I mean, they fly down to the ground and just land, and he drops her on her feet basically. And he asks, "Was it bumpy?" She goes, "No, pretty good sailing, smooth sailing." "How are you able to fly so well?" I was like, "I don't know, just could somehow. It's weird." Come on. As they turn the corner and they see Rias, Akano, Kanako, and Kiba. He stays on his way because he went to Azazel. And yeah, so what happens is that the whole entire fight with that demon happens, but Rias asks Naruto, "Why are you here?" Because you know why. "My sister, also my job to protect you guys." As he basically points to Rias, as then Issei comes when he says that. And she goes, "Oh, yeah, you never told me about that." He goes, "It's a need to know basis, Rias. Now, come on, let's go." As Akano says, "Sorry, Naruto, but you can't as he just brings out the Mangekyo, the ultimate eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. He goes, "Say what now?" She goes, "Nothing." And Akano, wait, and not Akano, Asuka just kind of laughs nervously. She goes, "You're always gonna do that when someone's about to tell you something." He was like, "Yeah, I am." And so, they go in. They face a demon. When Konako is about to get hit by the demon, Naruto comes in out of nowhere, basically kicking it to the side, as in another, basically a shadow clone, well, multi shadow clone, because there's like four of him, basically runs over after it and kicks it to the side basically. Then when one grabs it, throws it up, as the other one just yells out, "Rasengan!" As it just smacks into the demon's back, sending it flying to the ground. Basically, as in the original Naruto, just has the Mangekyo the ultimate eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, as in he just says Amaterasu, and he just burns the demon. Like, everyone just wondering what are those, and he goes, "Those are the flames that will always burn. You could say like the flames of hell. They'll burn forever until it's until my enemies burn to ash, and even if their bodies are not there, it'll still burn." As well, the demon is basically being burned alive, and it was technically almost dead anyway, so yeah. As basically Rias, is shocked by this. Like, how efficiently he took it down. And he's not even like flinching at this. This is kind of, even freaks out a little bit of everyone. And Issei, he just kind of smiles and he was like, "You never cease to amaze me on how much damage you can do with those jutsus." He goes, "Yeah, I know." So, how's everything going, Issei? He goes, "Not bad. Got payment. Basically, I think I got a regular." He goes, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "What's the person like?" As he just tells him what he was like and everything. Pretty chill guy, and he goes, "Appearance?" And then he just says black hair, and basically has a little bit of a blonde. Let me just double check. Yeah, black and blonde hair, and a little bit of a facial hair on his chin. And he goes, as Naruto just kind of not like smiles at this a little bit, and Issa goes like, "Why he's smiling?" He was like, "I don't know. Seems like I know someone like that." Anyways, Issa, I'm gonna take Asuya home. All right. He even looks at Rias, and she slaps Kiba, and really just says, "Come on, let's go." And she goes, "But what values?" "Look, we'll find out about this tomorrow. It's getting late. Come on." She goes, "All right." So they leave. And the Naruto basically just does body flickering right away. As soon as they leave the area, they just body flicker, which, he's carrying her on his back. Like, he just when they got out of eyesight, he just goes down to one knee, and like she gets on his back, and then, he just body flickers. They get home. He just says he's gonna go to bed. He goes, "All right." So what happens next is, while Kiba Kiba does the exact same thing with Issei, but then the whole entire fight scene with the priest, the rogue priest, will basically happen. But Naruto decides, though, when he goes in the room after a couple of minutes, it starts raining. As in, he can't try to fall asleep because his mind's on Kiba. So he gets up. He basically just goes. He opens up his window and just jumps out the window and just leaves. Like, he just run on the rooftops, and then he knows somehow the chakra reading of Kiba, because everyone has chakra, so he knows where he is. So he follows it, and it looks like there's another person with him. He knows this, the chakra reading. It's the fallen priest, not the fallen priest, the rogue priest. So basically, when Kiba's about to get hit, Naruto comes in and says, "Kiba!" He just yells out, "Kiba!" I can't yell because my mom's sleeping. So yeah, so basically he just kicks the priest in the face, sending him flying. He goes, "You alright?" He goes, "Get out of my way, Naruto." He goes, "No, I'm not. You're my friend. Wherever that sword is, it looked like it was about to do some real damage to you." As he goes, "Fine." As the priest, says, "Oh no, 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 2-on-1, that's no fair. I gotta go." As he just, basically makes a flash, as he just by that I mean like he drops something that makes a flash, and it blinds them both. It blinds Naruto and Kiba, as in he's gone. So he asks Kiba in the ring. He goes like, "So you mind telling me what was that about?" And he just says, "Trying to destroy the sword." He goes, "Yeah, that's what I can easily tell. Your movements were sloppy. You're basically about to get killed. So tell me, Kiba, what's so special about that sword?" As he explains the Excalibur and the pieces and the whole entire Excalibur project. As Naruto says, "I understand." As he just walking away, he goes, "What, you gonna tell me I shouldn't, take revenge, or I shouldn't try to, avenge my fallen comrades?" As Naruto just, turns back and says, "No, that'd be a waste of time. When someone like you wants revenge, you won't stop until you get it. But just think of the consequences, what may happen to you. Also, sometimes revenge is never the best answer to anything, Kiba. But it's your choice, not mine." As he jumps away, he gets back home basically in a matter of minutes, and he just takes off his wet clothing and just throws it into the laundry hamper, puts on some normal ones, get underneath his covers, and just sleep. So, try to think. I think now. Yeah, okay, so the next day happens, and well, let's just speed it along. Like everything that happens normally. Rias doesn't spends a little bit of time at Issei's house, talk to him, and so just for the sake of it, Naruto and Issei and Azia have an assignment where they have to work on together, and so Sonia told the whole basically Zenobia and Arena are there. There's the whole entire situation that happens, and well, Naruto's just been looking at Zenobia and Arena, as he can tell that they're glaring at Issei and Azia. Well, Zenobia is, but she can't, and she's trying to figure out what Naruto is like. She can tell something's off about him. He's different. Something that she can't explain. And basically, Kaguya has been at school, she talks to Naruto too on everything else. They chat along with Rias, at lunch basically. I'm just trying to get through the list a little bit. So yeah. So they leave. Rias arrives, and then Naruto's basically working on the plot, multi-shot clone jutsus. We used the multi-shot clone jutsu to make about 3 different shot clones. As he says, me and the shot clones will work on the project together. You guys talk. So yeah, they do. And they learned about the Excalibur project from Rias. And yeah. So Naruto basically takes Azia home. And then during that night, he texts Sasuke, Shikamaru, Choji, and Kaguya. And they asked, basically they were texting him, but he never got back to them. Because all this stuff happened. He just tells them, "Yeah, I'm good. The project's done already." Um, Basically, Kaguya was asking him like, "Is everything all right with you?" He just says, "Yeah, it's just something happened. It's been bugging me. You know, nothing much, happened." And she just says, "Want me to come over?" She's up still. It ain't that late. It's like only like 11. So he says, "Could like, how are you gonna?" As in, like a portal opens. Basically, she walking right through it. As well, he sees her just in uh, basically a blue shirt and some sweatpants, long sleeve blue shirt, and well, he just goes, "I forgot you can do that." Truthfully, he goes, "I figured." So tell me, as he explains about Kiba and the situation, about his revenge, so he may do some stupid stuff. So yeah, and she understands. She wants to know about Reese though. Has she texted you at all? He was like, I never got a number really, so maybe that's why. I mean, she'll always find out where I live and come over and talk to me. Mm, she's probably trying to figure out about Kiba. And then basically Kaguya says, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I have her number." She grabs his phone. She put Reese's number and she goes, "Talk to her." And see her. And, basically just be there for her when she needs it, right? And he goes, "All right. What about you?" He was like, "I'm always fine." As he just looks at her, he was like, "Kaguya, come on." She was fine. Maybe I'm a little bit worried about you. Something's really weird. There's ever since some reason you've been very different, and I don't know why. So yeah. Well, I mean, I know the reason why it is. I don't know why you won't tell me. Which Naruto says he has to keep it a secret. He's sorry, but that's the reason. Also, it's better off if she doesn't get involved with his personal life. She kind of just laughs at that and goes, "What personal life? You mostly do jobs, along with reading and getting into fights with people that hurt your friends, and studying and doing your work. Just like a good boy you are." As Naruto just says, "Sir, good? I freaking kill people sometimes. How am I good?" She just laughs and says, "Well, you are to me." And she opens a portal and she goes, "Just, get some sleep, Fox." As he goes, "What?" And she goes, "It's a nickname. You're a fox. The Ninetales. Bye." She leaves. He goes, "Women, what a drag." As then Shikamaru just basically has a feeling someone said his freaking catchphrase. So yeah, but he thinks that he says if it's Naruto, nothing's gonna happen. But if it's someone else, I'm just gonna punch him in the face. So yeah. So Naruto texts Ria saying, "Hey, it's Naruto. You up?" She texts him, says, "Yeah, you want to talk?" So she comes over to his place. Flies over what take does a magical circle basically, and they talk and well, they basically Ria says she's tired. If you mind, could she just she asks if she could sleep beside him. He goes, fine. So yeah, that's what happens. Like she's not gonna, just a matter of minutes she falls asleep, and then Naruto does. So the next day, Azia opens the door. She sees Rias, and she's wearing her clothing. Don't worry, guys, she's wearing her clothing. As then, Naruto just waking up, he goes, "Oh, Azia, hey, morning." And she goes, what happened here? As he just says, "Oh, yeah, Kaguya came over here, and then she gave me Risa's number, and I, you know, asked her if she wanted to talk. She asked if she can come over. She came over, and we talked until she was tired, and she just asked if she can just sleep beside me. That was it." She goes, "Oh, okay. Should I make her breakfast?" Naruto shrugs his shoulders, so he just like nudges Rias a little bit, and he does ask Rias, "Hey, you want some breakfast, or you want to go back to your place?" And she goes, "What time is it?" As he says, it's basically 5:30. She goes, "I'll go back to my place." And she makes a magical circle and leaves. She does say thank you to Naruto, so yeah. So then, what happened next is the what happened next is this. Naruto and Azia basically eat their breakfast, talk to his parents, and they go to school. And then, like, Akano tells Azia that there's gonna be a meeting. So, yeah, Naruto says he's gonna come with, and Azia says, "Alright, not Azia." Akano says, "Alright, I'll tell Rias." So, yeah. So, that's what happened. So, we're gonna go to that, as this is where Naruto is going to get something. But I gotta go do something real quick. Just put a log in the fireplace. So yeah. So basically, what happens is, we're going to the meeting. So Rias asks Zenobia, saying, "So why is a follower of God here?" As she explained the reasoning in the same one in canon. Then everything goes similar. So then before they leave, Zenobia says about to Azia, but it's a little bit different this one. She says, "So, you're Azia, right?" And Azia says, "Yes, that's me." He goes, "How does it feel to betray God? To basically become a fallen angel? Or not fallen, become a devil?" And basically, Azia's, freaking out on the inside, and Naruto's right next to her. Like, Naruto's been quiet the whole entire time. And then as soon as, this girl, he's thinking this girl Zenobia has been insulting his sister. This is kind of when he's just about to say something, but he's trying to keep his temper. And Issei can see this, as she goes on about how to be a heretic and abandoning your church and all of that. She's being a saint. So Issei says exactly the same thing about being a saint. That she has to give up everything. And this is when Naruto, just before Issei could step in, Naruto walks right in front of her. Basically he's right between Zenobia and Azia, as then his eyes are glowing red, and the air gets cold, and so much pressure, bloodlust, and hatred is in the room. Everyone's having a hard time to breathe, as he just looks in her eyes and goes, "Say that again. I dare you. But if you do, I won't hesitate to rip out your throat and watch you bleed to death, girl." As Ryu says, "Naruto," as he looks over her, and he just snaps back out, snaps right back into his self, as the eyes are stuff glowing red because of Kurama. As he goes, "Sorry." Now everyone's able to breathe again, but Ryu says, "No, that's perfectly fine." As Zenobia and Irina are just thinking to themselves, what's that? Who is this guy? As Azio says, Naruto, thanks. He goes, no problem, sis. If anything says anything mean to you or bad to you, you know what happens. She nods, and Issei smiles, but he does like look back. I mean, he's been looking at Zenobia. He goes, "How about a little fight? You two against me, right here. You know, outside. Basically, as Zenobia, and kind of says, all right." As Kiba says, "I'll fight too." I was, basically, Naruto looks at Kiba, and Kiba can sees Naruto's eyes, but he just nods. He goes, "Never mind. This is between you and him, not me, and I shouldn't interfere." As he says, as Naruto looks at him and says, "Thanks, Kiba." He goes, "No problem." And so, basically, they go outside, and they take off the cloaks, basically, and we see the wrapping off of the Holy Sword of Destruction, and the Mimicry Holy Sword, as, Kyoso, those are just like one of the Holy Swords. Nothing special. As basically, Sinovia and Irina are kind of shocked by this. As they ask, aren't you, feeling overwhelming pressure of this, just being near these? As you, why is there supposed to be? He goes, yes, actually. That's what Irina says. Irina says basically, as Naruto goes, nope. Come on already. I don't have all day. I can easily beat you in one freaking chop behind the neck. Actually, I could probably just kill you that way. As, Irina basically turns the sword into a whip. And, well, she basically throws it at him. And, Zenobia runs. Naruto just runs towards, Zenobia. As then, Naruto grabs the whip. And for some weird reason, he doesn't feel no burning. He goes, it must be because of the chest piece. Also, someone says, I should, say it's God's might. So we're just, changing the name to becoming God's might. So yeah, as in basically, the chest piece is God's might. So basically, yep. And then he jumps over Zenobia. And when he jumps pretty high up in the air. So basically that he just pulls freaking Irina up in the air and then starts twirling the Excalibur whip basically around. As she basically goes spinning, and she basically has to let go. As Naruto then has this having it wrapped around his right arm, and then right when it's getting near to the end, he grabs that part in midair and then has it basically how can I say this right? He grabs it with his left hand and just when he's looking like he's about to pull it right off his arm, basically, all that wrap, and looks like he's about to go and hit someone. So yeah, has then, for some weird reason, when Naruto lands, basically everyone's seeing this. Everyone's just shocked by Naruto can just wield it and not be hurt by it. This Kiba is shocked by this. He's thinking, how? Even Zenobia and Irina, as they think you have to be given a crystal to be able to use those holy weapons. As Naruto says, come on, is that all you? As Naruto, starts to hear a voice, he goes, so, I finally found you. He goes, what the? As Zenobia is confused along with Irina. As Naruto's looking around, says, who are you? Where are you? He goes, hold on. As basically here's the voice saying, "I've been waiting for you for a very long time, boy." As then all of a sudden, like Naruto feels like Naruto can just hear his heartbeat, and you know how there is an anime where there's like a big giant like power boost or something like an awakening happens. This is what Naruto that's what Naruto's having. Seems like basically there's like a pressure coming off his body and people can see it, and he just lets go of the Excalibur part, and like he's on the ground just holding his head, which everyone's wondering what the. And so what happens is that the voice keeps saying, "It's been a very long time since anyone can wield this sword, my sword." Even though it has become pieces, you will wield it. Truly wield this sword. As well, Naruto says, "Where are you? Who are you?" As he's basically hearing the sounds of footsteps coming near him, but it's not Zenovia's. It's basically it's in Naruto's mind, but not really. It's just another anime cliche thing I'm doing. Sorry. It's like what you see like when people can't see the person walking towards you, is like time stopped. Naruto sees it. So yeah, as basically he sees a man in armor and basically a crown. No, not armor. He sees a man, an old man, basically with just normal like clothing, but not of this era. Around it looks like around medieval time era, as basically he's holding a sword. But he does have the crown on his head, as he's just coming towards Naruto. And when he's right in front of him, he places the sword, basically, the sword basically isn't like goes onto the ground, and he's just holding it right in front of him. It says, "You will be able to use this sword, my sword. Look upon me and know my name." As then Naruto looks up, he goes, "Wait, it can't be King Arthur?" He goes, "Yes, but you're dead." He goes, "I know. My spirit has not crossed over for all these years, because I could not allow Excalibur to be wielded by anyone. So the people of the church broke it into pieces, and so that people could wield Excalibur, but they cannot harness its true power. And so, the true Excalibur is with me always, and I want to pass it on to you. Say your name." He goes, "Why?" He goes, "I'll tell you after you tell me your name." He goes, "My name is..." He's still clenching his head. He goes, "Naruto Uzumaki. Now tell me, why are you willing to give me, a half-devil and a fallen angel, your sacred sword, the holy sword Excalibur?" He goes, "I've been searching for someone worthy, and you seem the most capable one to ever handle Excalibur. Just know this, Naruto. When you hold this sword, you will have no power from the sword itself, but from within you. The sword only amplifies you. It can kill demons and evil, but it's not the sword that has the power. It is the man and the sword that works together." Basically just saying, it's not the weapon behind, it's the man, the person behind the weapon. and like, basically it's an extension of yourself. Basically, he's saying, as Naruto does understand it. So yeah, as Naruto basically is getting up, he says, "Yes, you understand completely what I mean. You don't. This sword is just a sword, and I am just a man. We are legends, but the sword who has great power. It is only power and a symbol of something. But this is a tool, a weapon for killing. And you know this. Even in the name of something as justice, or to save lives, killing is killing. There is no pretty word for it. As Naruto nods, basically he says, I understand that. And that is why I chose you, Naruto. Uzumaki. Now grab my sword, so that my spirit will be able to be set free, and I can be at peace. As where basically King Arthur's hands are, it's basically right on that. There's like a circle with a ruby in the middle of it, and then like the handle, the grip. So yeah, so basically Naruto grabs his sword, and then a whole tire of light, like little, like energy is basically coming off of it. Like strands of energy are flying through the air as King Arthur nods. He goes, "It is accepted to you. It's been so long since this sword has ever done that. You could become a king, a ruler. But that is all your choice now, Naruto. For you are the wielder of Excalibur, the greatest sword of them all. Goodbye." As King Arthur fades, as Naruto says, "Thank you, Arthur. I guess this is the weapon I can summon. Because of God's might. So, basically, as the light gets brighter, and Naruto basically gets up, as then marks are starting to appear on Naruto's arm, his right arm, as like everyone's seeing it, like it looks like a light is coming off of his arm, and basically from his center of his hand all the way up to his arm, there are basically looks like ancient writings coming onto it, like you see in medieval time writing of the. I'm trying to think of it. Maybe like The Witcher. The Witcher's writing, I guess. I think because that's the closest thing I can think of medieval writing. So yeah, as it's appearing on his arm, as everyone's shocked by this, and Kiba doesn't even understand, nor does Zenobia, as Naruto basically grabs this Excalibur weapon and throws it back to Irina. She catches it and she goes, "What?" As he just says, but his eyes, though, are not glowing red from the shining gun, or, because of Kurama, they start to have a yellow tint to it. As he holds out his hand, the marks are starting to glow. As then he says, "I summon thee, Excalibur." And everyone's eyes widen to hear this, as Kiba's saying, "What? But Excalibur's right there." Like, basically the pieces, and even freaking Reina and Zenobia saying the exact same thing. As then all of a sudden, a portal opens right behind Naruto, as the sword looks like it was thrown right out. No, basically it was thrown to him, as then right when the place that it gets to the handle, Naruto's able to catch it, and basically he holds out his hand, and then right when his hand right above the grip, he catches it, and he goes into a underhand motion, then upwards, and then he just slashes his sword down as a gust of air is blown like back, and the ground basically has dirt flying. As he just says, "Come at me. I dare you now." As Zenobia and Irina are shocked by this, Kiba doesn't even understand what's even happening. No one does. So, what happens next is, well, this. Zenobia just asks, "What is that?" And he goes, "This? How can you not tell the holy sword Excalibur looks like? Have you ever seen a picture of it?" As Zenobia has a flashback of what it looks like, as she goes, "No, it was broken into pieces." And he goes, "The physical version it was. But, you know when you die with something on you or in your hands, it still lingers with you in the afterlife." As he pointed the sword at her, she goes, "What?" He goes, "This was given to me by King Arthur himself. He could not find no one worthy to wield the sword before he died. Not even his children could have even wielded it." This is all what he's thinking. But unknown to him, the sword, it holds memories of King Arthur, which is basically shown to him, and he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that he's saying it, what he's seen. So yeah, so she goes, "So what does that mean?" He goes, "King Arthur has been looking for someone for this to wield this sword for many, many years. And because of your church broke the sword, the real, basically, the sword in the physical world, into pieces, they are basically, how can I say, weaker than, well, the whole entire sword of Excalibur. Each piece has a weakness. And I'm going to show you the difference between yours two Excaliburs and mine. And now, let the fight begin." As Ultra dashes forwards towards Zenobia, Irina basically turns her, makes her sword into katana as she runs towards Naruto along with Zenobia. As when they both try to strike Naruto he moves his arm to his side, basically, and he basically stops it by his body sliding. As then when both of the swords collide, when Naruto makes a slash, catching both swords with his blade, what happens next is shocking to everyone. They are pushed back and they are sent flying, but just Naruto is basically by his sword as he makes a full swing, and they basically hit trees, and with the wind pressure alone, it looked like it even cut them a little bit. As they're thinking, both of them are thinking, how? Kiba's just saying, what? He goes, "You see the difference? My sword is the sword that was in the afterlife with King Arthur, while yours are just pieces. This is the full extent of it. And this is why no one could have wielded it." And then Zenobia says, "Why you then? Tell me, why?" He goes, "I don't know. Maybe King Arthur find me worthy. Even the sword did too. And let me just tell you this. Killing is killing. No matter what you do, even the name of God or justice, or any pretty word you can give it. So, and when you think, oh, you're doing God's work by killing someone, think again. Oh, here's another thing. My sister had no choice in the matter of anything. So don't you ever go and disrespect her. She loves God more than anyone on this planet. She's nicer than anyone on this planet. And she doesn't deserve anything what you say about her. Understand me? as he had the sword on his basically on his shoulder, as he brings the sword down to where the basically the swords point to the ground, as he just says, "Get up. If you can't even stand, then fight, because I'm not done yet." As he's just glaring at them, as they can't even get up. Their body, for some reason, just feels exhausted and tired, and fear. As they say, "We can't." As Naruto says, "All right." As he basically kind of just turns the sword around, like it goes over his hand, and then right when the basically the sword handle is so that way he can put the sword down, but his hand, the front of his hands to the girl, like to Zenobia and Irina. So yeah, so basically he says, "That's all you guys can do, and that's fine." As in he just lets go and he just starts turning around, walking over, and the sword is still there. But then all of a sudden it starts to basically turn into like what you would see like lightning bugs, but it's just a light, and it just like starts to like flow with the wind that blows out of nowhere. Some random wind that's just blowing. It just light turns into light particles as it's just disappearing. As they like, "What? How?" He goes, "I can summon the sword." And basically he's just saying that while he's walking away. "I can summon the sword, and when I let go of it, when I don't want it no more, it'll disappear. Basically, go back to where it came. That is all." And basically he walks over to Azia, and he just says, he has a smile on his face, he goes, "Now, I think you owe someone an apology, both of you do." As, Azia says, "No, they don't." He goes, he basically looks at it and goes like, "Of course they do. I'll let no one treat my sister like that, remember?" As she nods, and basically, all of a sudden they hear clapping. And basically they look over and they see Kaguya. As Kaguya goes, "Oh, Naruto, that was it says I have a splendid fight, and you even got a new weapon. That's amazing." As Rias just says, "Kaguya, have you been watching this whole entire time?" And she goes, "Maybe, maybe not. I might have just gotten here. I just saw the weapon." As Rias just laughs this, and Naruto does too. He goes, "You're always around to see my fights, are you?" And Naruto just says, she goes, "Yep." And who knew? Well, a sword like Excalibur would choose you. And he just says, "Oh, well, yeah, pretty interesting, huh?" And she just nods, and she's just smiling. And, she does walk over to Naruto, and, she basically looks at his arm, and she goes, "Huh, this looks like ancient writing on you. Medieval times." And he was like, "Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's because of the Excalibur sword." She goes, "Mm-hmm, probably is, but you have a great weapon on you." "You were holding back, were you?" As Naruto says, "Yeah, I could already tell how much power the sword had. I had to go easy on those two. So, hey, there's whatever, right?" As, she nods. Kiba looks at Naruto, and he just asks, "Naruto, could I," as he looks at him and says, "No. The sword is already, the physical version that you want to destroy is already basically into the pieces that they have. That was just the version of it that was with King Arthur when he died. Basically, it's like a relic through time, preserved with him when he died. While he was holding it, it stayed. And just because I have it now, does not mean it can be destroyed by you, Kiba. I can summon it, basically. Like with your sword burst, you summon swords." As he then understands, he goes, "Oh, alright. Sorry about that." He goes, "No problem. Also, if you guys wonder why, somebody asked me, well, the person who I made this what if for their birthday, asked me if I could give him it, the Excalibur, the sword of King Arthur. So yeah, I did. Anyways, let's get through this. Let's keep going. And so, Zenobia and Irina come over and apologize, and they leave. And let's just say, what happens, out of that? Don't try to team with Issei, Konako, and hold on. Genshiro happens, and we're going now into the Kokabiel fight, basically. All that happens. Naruto and Asuya were, didn't know, and they were hanging out with basically Kushina. They were hanging out with Kaguya. Kaguya came over to the house and hanged out. Kaguya's parents basically, she called and asked if she could just spend the night over at a friend's house. And he asked who, and she just says Asuya and Naruto. And basically, her parents said, alright, we're alright with it. And so, yeah. And then, what happens next is the next day is basically the, when they basically go to the code club, they have like a special meeting. Naruto goes there. The teacher doesn't they basically ask Naruto to the teacher. Naruto says, all right, basically they ask Naruto to be there because of Rias, and yeah. So what happens next is the whole entire thing about Irina and Zenobia and Kiba. They lost track of them during some time, and when they find Irina, Naruto sees her, and he goes basically they basically trying to heal her with Twilight. As Naruto says, move out of the way, to Asuya, and she just starts to see a red cloak come off of him. And she goes, what the? He goes, and she does. As then Naruto basically puts his hand on her, and then boom, it's just starting to cover her. As for some reason, all the scars on her are basically sizzling away. Not the scars, I mean the cuts on her. And it's basically healing her. And was shocked by this. As, Kurama just said, her wounds are sensitive. I can only heal some of the damage. The other damage is Asuya or someone else will have to heal her. As, it basically gets all, the cuts and bruising, basically gone. And then Sonya comes over, and she sees the cloak coming off of, Naruto. Basically, it's disappearing. She asks, what did he do? He just basically says, it's Nine-Tails' cloak. If I give it to people, it basically will heal them. But the extent of her damage to her body is severe. I only heal basically some of the wounding from internal and outside of her body, basically. As basically they the same thing happens. They take her. Sonya takes her into Baki to take her away, and Kokabiel basically does, come in and says about the fight that there's gonna happen, about the reason why is. So, he leaves, and then, Rias looks at Naruto and says, I do not want you to interfere with this at all, Naruto. Please. As he goes, why? He's gonna threat to destroy our home. So why do I have to? She goes, because if anything happens to you, or anyone, but especially you, I can never forgive myself. And he could just tell she's being serious. But he says, it's my job to protect you and my sister and my friends. So I won't let nothing happen. And yeah. This is where then Naruto gets a call from Sasuke. So he answers it. And he asks, what's wrong? He goes, can you help me out? Sakura's being annoying, we're trying to have a date, but she won't listen to me and leave me alone. Please help me. He goes, fine. I'll meet you there. Where are you? He says, I'll text you the address. And it's usually at their, the place that they hang out. And he says, you're lucky I got something to do, Rias. And he body flickers away. And he gets over there to the area they're hanging out. As he goes, "Yo, guys, what's up?" And he goes, "Naruto." He sees, basically Sasuke, Kiba, Shikamaru, Choji, and Sakura, Hanata, Shino, Lee, and basically Neji and Tenten. And basically what happens is, he basically says, "So what's happening?" He says, "Well, me and Eno are trying to have a date. We only came here because everyone wanted to talk for a little bit. I mean, we've been busy because of stuff that's been going on." He goes, "Yeah." So, anything new happened to you guys? Naruto asked. They say no. You? He goes, "Quite a few things." Oh yeah, Kaguya is also there. She was, "Yeah, I bet." And he just says, "Well, I mean," so they chat for a little bit about stuff. Sakura just keeps on looking at Sasuke and just saying, "Please, Sasuke, one date." As she doesn't want to believe trying to get him on a date, even though when he's with Ino. So yeah, so Naruto just basically just kind of just had enough of this, and he just says, "Okay, okay, I had enough of you, Sakura. Shut it. Just shut it. All right? He does not like you, so get the freak over it and just move on. Go to someone else. All right? I am sick of and tired of you asking him every single day just to basically go on a freaking date. He's with someone else. If he wants to date you, he'll dump basically which he probably won't because, well, you're annoying. And basically you're a pain. And I'm going. Bye." As he just gets up and just walks away. As Sakura just starts crying and runs out. As basically Sasuke says, "Thank you, Naruto," out loud. Even Ino does too. And they go like, and the other guys, basically everyone else goes like, "Wow, uh, has he been holding in that long?" And then Kaguya says, "Oh, yes, he has. He has. Just, she kind of deserved it." As they say, yeah, ever since she found out that Sasuke was dating she became a lot more annoying on asking him out. I mean, Neji was saying if he didn't told her, I was gonna tell her. And everyone else agreed, so yeah. So when Naruto leaves, all of a sudden, like, he gets a call from Azazel. So basically he picks up, he goes, "Yeah, what's up, Azazel?" And he goes, "I need to talk to you. You mind coming back to my place? Coming by this location?" As basically, it's at the school. I'm just joking about it. It's near a school. So Naruto basically gets over there, like, real quick. And then when he gets over there, he sees basically, like, it's almost night. So basically he sees um, Zex there too. And he goes, "Hi, guys, what's up?" And they both say, like, "All right, well, I need you to, well, this is X saying it." He says, "I need you to go into the fight with Kokabiel. This is my orders. Even my sister said not to interfere. You have to reveal yourself to them. All right?" As Naruto nods. As Azazel says, "We both agreed to this. Reveal yourself finally. And we heard about you got a nifty new weapon. Show us." As Naruto says, "Alright," and he says, "This is the weapon you guys said I could summon." So he says, "Excalibur." As they both were caught off guard by that, as a sword appears through a portal as he catches it. As then he goes, "See?" As Azazel says, "How?" It was broken into pieces and forged into new weapons, I know. Is basically the spirit form of this. When King Arthur was holding it himself. And Azazel says, "Amazing." As Naruto says, there's a lot more to the Holy Sword that no one knew about, probably. but King Arthur did too. Only one that was probably able to know it. So he thought if he can hold on to the sword before he died, it'll come with him into the world of the dead. And it did. As Azazel says, so you're the wielder. Impressive. Does it burn you? Zardo says no. Neither did the other Excaliburs. Well, I hold one and it didn't burn me, so he goes, huh. I guess you're able to wield the Excaliburs even though you're a fallen angel and devil. His then, like Zach says, it could be because of his, pieces that he was, the chess piece and the playing cards that could bind together. As Azazel nods and he goes, all right. So, anyways, reveal yourself and, well, bring Kokabiel, weaken Kokabiel enough so that way a friend of mine can go get him. As Naruto nods. As Zex says, alright, here's this. As it's a letter to Rias. As saying he's back up. As he goes, alright, boss, shall be done. As Naruto just leaves, and Zazel says, do you think it's the right idea to send him in? I mean, he is the Nine Tails with him, the Sharingan, and now the Holy Sword and the Goombai, along with another sword too, and Jutsus. How much damage do you think he can do to Kokabiel? As Zek says, he can probably kill him, or anyone really, if he ever wanted to, but he hasn't. He knows the difference. I'm talking about, he says the people he has fun just by, our orders so far. He hasn't killed anybody on purpose, by accident that we didn't want it to. Didn't want him to. And they nod, as, basically Azazel nods. And he goes, I hope he gives Kokabiel a run for his money. As Zek says, want to make a bet? He goes, alright. $550 on Naruto, basically nearly killing him. Azazel says, he goes, 40 mil on Naruto, almost basically killing him to an inch of his life. He goes, alright, I'll make that bet. As they shake on it. So yeah, so Naruto basically arrives at the school when the field comes up as, Akano says, I already called him. As, Rita says, well, she says, I can never win with you, girl. As they see, as then Rita says, shot by Naruto just walking up. And what happens is he's holding something, which Azia looks and she sees the look in his eyes. She knows what's happening, and she just smiles. As Kaguya is there watching him from a distance, just smiling. She goes, "This is gonna be good. I can see my Naruto basically fight." She knows now she's in love with him, so she's basically just saying her Naruto. But she also says, "I bet Rias is also falling in love with him too. Why not? Share him if she admits to her feelings for him." So yeah. All right. My dad's about to tell me probably to go to bed when he opens up the door, so hold on. Oh, nope, never mind. So yeah, so basically when Naruto, gets over there, Reese says, Naruto, why are you? He says, I'm back up. She goes, what? He goes, yeah, I'm back up. As he gives her the letter, as she reads it, it says, Rias, Akano called for backup, and here he is. He's one of my, newest recruits about a couple months ago. Basically, I think it's been a couple months, so yeah, a couple months ago. And, he has very excellent, performance in defending you and Issei. he is, well, a bridge between fallen angels, leader, and me, in secret. And we both know that he did not had Kokabiel fight. So he is here to defeat Kokabiel, and someone will retrieve him. As Rias looks at Naruto, goes, "Okay, you're with the leader of the fallen angels and my brother. Why couldn't you tell me?" He goes, "Secret. I promised him I would tell you unless they said so." Which basically Issei is then shocked, along with Akano, Kaneko, and Kiba did came. No, Kiba's not there yet, so yeah. So they're all shocked, including Novia and Genshiro, and along with everyone else. As basically, Akano says, "Show me your wings," and basically, as in both wings pop out, Devil and Fallen Angel. Here she goes, "But how can someone be both?" He goes, "At the same time." Pretty simple. Because they combined the playing cards and a chess piece together, and it turned out it became more than one chess piece and way more than one playing card. And where she goes, "Wait, what? So what does that mean?" He goes, "Hey, easy. All chess pieces and playing cards combined." They call it, Azazel and your brother call it, God's might. So, as he puts the wings, back in, he goes like, "Let's get this over and done with. I'm not in the mood." He's just walking through as Rias does grab his arm, and she basically then says, "So you've been protecting me and Issei from any danger, never expecting a thank you, from anyone. You were willing to do it willingly?" As Naruto basically says, "Yes. What's your point?" He goes, "What's the game? What were you getting out of it?" Naruto says, "Well, not really much. Just an allowance." She goes, "What?" It was, "Yeah. I mean, I get allowance from my parents. I'm not an ordinary person, Rias. I take assassination jobs, bodyguard jobs. I'm a killer, so, it's pretty normal for me to get some jobs like this. And you also met my dad, remember?" She goes, "Wait, what do you mean?" He was like, "Minato." As her eyes widen along with Akano, Kaneko, and, and basically, Issei, because Issei did not recognize, his dad. And he goes, "Wait, so you mean that guy that was really fast and strong and just an ordinary human just bodyguarding us was your dad?" He goes, "Yeah." I mean, come on. How can you not recognize him? You knew him since maybe middle school? You say. He was like, "Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while, but man, your dad's awesome." He was like, "Yeah, my mom's also gives out information to people, so, informant. I learned how to do both with trades." As then, Rias thinks, "So, he's way more than I thought." As then she kind of remembers the whole entire fox mask. The outfit, the mask that he wore, the Ambu, the fox mask basically, and the outfit that he wore when, he basically came and saved Azia. She goes, "Wait, so that means you were..." "Yeah." I was the guy that killed those angels. You're welcome. As you know, basically, they're walking through, and everything, well, Kokabiel summons out the Cerberus. Naruto makes does the multi-shackle jutsu, and there's like 5 that goes after Cerberus. And then the second one comes out, and that like the other 5 go after it. So yeah, so they're dealing with that. Naruto, their clones are kicking its butt. But there's like another one where everyone's trying to take it down and such. Another one appears, Zenovia and Kiba come and kill one, and not Azia, basically Makino and Rias do kill the other one. So yeah. So then after that, the whole entire thing with the priest does happen, and you know, basically that priest that's also a doctor that caused Kiba's friends to die. So yeah. Oh, I just remember now. I was supposed to say not Kiba, another person's name, but okay, 2 Kibas. I know 2 Kibas are in this one. Kiba's with a dog. This one's basically, you know what I mean. So the Kiba wants revenge. So yeah. So basically, the whole entire thing happens where they're trying to go against the Holy Sword, and they found out about the crystal and basically the people that were dying, that he decided to take their DNA and use it to form into a crystal and such. As he threw away the last one too, that was a defect, and the whole entire thing where Kiba gets a holy and devil sword, and well, the guy dies again, like in canon. So basically the rogue priest has an Excalibur, as in basically Naruto just walking over. He tells Zenovia and Kiba, he says, "I know, Kiba, you want to destroy it, but as the wielder of Excalibur itself, I cannot allow this thing to exist." As Zenovia says, "I know, and that's why I must destroy it too." And Kiba says, "I need to destroy it for revenge, to prove." As he goes, "Alright, just don't get in my way." As Kokabiel goes, "What?" Was he? As Naruto says, "Excalibur." As the sword just comes out of a portal as he catches it. As Zenovia and Kiba just run fast as they can towards the fallen priest. I mean, not the fallen priest, as the rogue priest. And they basically fighting as much as they can. They even found out that God does not exist. He died. Basically, Azia did pass out. Zenovia had basically just having trouble fighting, but Kiba basically does. About to destroy the sword like in canon, but Naruto also comes in and strikes down the sword with not all his might, but just enough of his might, along with Kiba, to basically shatter the sword into 3 pieces instead of 2. She goes, "No, my sword!" Naruto then after he swings, he kicks the guy, sending him flying into a tree. As Kokabiel sees the sword, he goes like, "How? How is that?" As Naruto says, "Holy light, spear." As he summons one in midair, and he just throws at Kokabiel. Kokabiel does try to catch it, and he says, when he basically thinks he catches it, he was like, "Ha, as basically it's like going right into his hand. What? No! Basically screams out pain. There, he does stop trying to catch it, and as it goes flying, and it just bursts, which causes a big, massive explosion. He goes, "But that was just a normal looking one. How does it have that much power?" As Naruto is already near him, he basically in mid swings the sword. Is about to hit him. Kokabiel gets out of the way. He's basically summoned out multiple swords of light, 2 swords of light. As Naruto just basically goes after him, he's not holding back. He's just breaking both of the swords. Naruto's able to kick the guy, send him flying, as he's only following orders. only weaken him enough so that way someone can come pick him up. As he basically does. And, Kokabiel dodges like one slash as Naruto smiles, goes pointless. As all of a sudden multiple slash marks are coming onto Kokabiel as he doesn't understand what's happening. As then Naruto lets go of the sword as it just starts, basically does that light light particles just disappearing. As then all of a sudden the shadow clones are there. As Naruto just jumps out of the way, as they say, Rasengan Bro, they're big, so they're doing like big giant Rasengan barrage. And don't say, you need sage mode for doing this. This is different. He's, he's basically using Kurama's chakra too. So he's able to do it. As, it basically hits Kokabiel, causing big massive explosions basically happening. And, well, everyone's in shock by this. Kokabiel's, no. Let's just say it was just a normal, Rasengan barrage. So, yeah. Hold on, everyone. Alright, so Kokabiel is knocked out. Not dead. And then, someone appears afterwards as, it's the White Dragon Emperor. As, Issei and Drake sees him as this one, volley is, not gonna, be the same way. He sees Naruto and he goes, thank you for defeating him. He goes, no problem. Just get him back to Azazel, will you? As he nods, he goes, also, I'm impressed with your power. Shall we fight one day? And then he looks at Issei and he goes, Red Dragon Emperor. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sorry we cannot chat for long. How did you get this and the rogue priest? Back to Azazel. Take the piece of the holy sword with you. Good day. And he says goodbye as he grabs Azazel, goes over to the fallen priest and gets out of there. So yeah, as Kaguya just Naruto looks up, he notices Kaguya's watching. She just smiles and waves, as then he just goes, really, Kaguya? He shook his head oh my god, really? So yeah, so then Riz comes over. She's amazed by it. She's blushing a little bit. She goes, that was amazing. Azio, even comes over and hugs her. He goes, good job, Naruto, she says. And Issei does say, dude, that was amazing. You didn't even need the Sharingan out, did you? He was nope, it was pretty easy to keep up with him. He goes, I bet. Man, how were you able to do that? And he goes, just luck. Also, the guy kind of made me mad, so I didn't want to have to deal with him. Zenobia admits to Naruto that he is strong, and that, he's right about one thing. He was what? She admits that she should have never said what she said to Asuya. So yeah. So Naruto smiles and says, good to know. So after that, they all leave. And Rios, afterwards, she slaps him. And he goes, I deserve that. Then she slaps him again. He goes, I deserve that too. He goes, wait, Rios, why are you slapping him? And he goes, basically, she says, that's because he didn't tell me about the whole entire fallen angel and demon he was, along with the whole entire working for my brother and king, basically the boss of the fallen angels. And what was the second slap for? Because I'm mad at you. I was okay, figure as much. Kaguya was watching us, as then Kaguya, suddenly he gets hugged from behind by Kaguya, and she goes, of course, I never was gonna miss this. I told you I could see things. He goes, I thought that was only other realities. As Kiba did know that he's gonna have to get like 1,000 spankings by Reese for magic. So, as you know, Issei did say, haha, good luck with that, basically. But you know, Reese says, Kaguya, let go of my Naruto, which caught everyone off guard, and you know, Kaguya says, your Naruto? He's ours. She goes, wait, what? And Naruto's like, wait, what? What's happening? What's going on? Am I being fought over by two girls? And they both claim me as their own? I need help. Madura, Indera, Ashura, Karama, as they all say, you're on your own. She goes, thanks guys, you're real help. As you know, Fierce goes, wait, you mean you like him too and you're willing to share it? And she goes, uh-huh. Besides, I mean, well, you know, he's Naruto. Hold on. As you know, Rita says, true. Alright. So, you know, Kaguya lets go of Naruto, and Rias and Kaguya are like right in front of him. Since Kaguya is a reincarnation and is a human, she's not, you know, she is not part of like, you know, the Sage of Six past family no more, even though she was in the past life. Reincarnations are totally different. She does not have the same bloodline as him, anything. So reincarnation, human. Alright. Also, like the person I was making this what if for, they asked for the ship to be Rias, and then I said I was gonna put Kaguya in it too. They say, alright, how about Kaguya too? So yeah, deal fit everyone. So yeah, remember, not the grandmother of Ashura Indera. Reincarnation. Totally new person. Human. Alright, okay. But she just has the power of Kaguya still, that's it. So yeah. And the name, I mean. So yeah, basically. As they basically, you know, saying, Naruto, will you help me? As Naruto goes like, huh? His brain is starting to smoke. He can't handle a fight to the death. He can handle most situations, but this is something he can never handle as his brain's smoking. And then he's just like, they just see it as they start just saying, like, they basically, you know, they catch Naruto as he was like fell backwards as they say, Naruto, Naruto, as he says, I can't think, help me. As they both just laugh and says, we'll take it as a yes. And yeah, that's where we're leaving this off, everyone. I hope you guys enjoy this. What if? And the cloud Sephiroth one of Issei's coming out later in the day, and that's gonna be the last what if for a while. Please understand, I need to get the solo love one. What if? I want to get the solo love one out, but I need to look back into it and see and like read everything again. So yeah, please understand that. I need to go back through and take notes on it. Alright, so bye everyone. Hope you guys have a nice day, night, wherever you are. Day, night, wherever you guys are. Just stay safe out there. Bye.